on this very special holiday edition of That's What Mom Said, we are making something for you to take to the potluck. Something that makes you look like a grown-up and not a fool. It's gonna be roasted vegetable salad, and we're gonna have a maple vinaigrette, and we're gonna have stuff tossed on top, and it's gonna look really fancy, and it's gonna be really easy, and you can even give it to your vegan friends, and your gluten-free friends, and all of the friends. Even your, well, the people who don't like vegetables, I don't know, they're just gonna have to go get a sandwich. So that's what we're gonna make today, and I'm gonna also tell you about Christmas. Did you know that there's other rules for Christmas when you're a grown-up? Yeah, I'm gonna break it to you today. Okay, roasted vegetable sandwiches. Roasted vegetables start with vegetables and roasting. So I just have 3 simple vegetables here for us today. I have carrots, Brussels sprouts, and pre-chopped sweet potatoes, or you could do butternut squash, or you could chop it yourself, but I'm thinking you're busy, you're a kid, you probably have a crappy knife, so this is the way you want to go. Okay, these are rainbow carrots, and for my gay friends, here you go, and for my friends who like carrots, here you go. I want to look at you because I want to tell you, as I promised, about some grown-up rules and Christmas. I didn't know when I was like just leaving home and getting my first big job, nobody sat me down and said, hey Sharon, there's some bad news. Christmas for adults is different than Christmas from kids. For instance, you're not gonna get a bunch of presents. You have a tight little budget. And also there's a conspiracy about Santa that I can't even go into right now, but it's bad news. It's bad news on Santa. So I didn't know it was gonna be different. And I had my first real grown-up job, and it was 1984, all right? And when I got my first grown-up job, a department store sent me my first grown-up credit card. Well, I was pretty damn excited because, what perfect timing, right? And I wanted to get my new friends at work presents. Here's the thing. People at work aren't necessarily your friends. They're getting paid to be with you 8.5 hours a day. That does not make them your friends necessarily, and it certainly doesn't mean that you have to buy them a gift. But nobody told me that, so I didn't know. So I took my brand new credit card down to the department store, and I got about 15 presents for people just in my vicinity, in my office. Getting your first credit card, it's sort of like going to the gynecologist for the first time. You know, you feel like a grown-up, but then they put your legs up in stirrups and jam things inside of you. That's what a credit card feels like when you get your first bill. So you can see I'm peeling these carrots, and the purple ones are my favorite. So I get my credit card and I go to my department store and I see like, oh, here's one thing. Lodi would really like that, but I can't get her just one thing. I'm gonna get her the thing that matches. And pretty soon I get her a whole bathroom set, the little Kleenex thing, and then the toothpaste holder, and then the soap holder, and I get her a whole set. And then I go over to another counter. I'm like, well, I have to get Nanette something. She's just as good as Lodi, and I don't want her to think that I don't like her as much. So I, of course, got her a whole set of something too. And this went on and on and on. And I bought about 15 people's presents in that same fashion. I spent about $20 each. Now, I've done the math on this. That equals $60 per person nowadays. So that means that I spent $300 in 1984 dollars. I spent $900 on presents for people at my office that had absolutely nothing to do with me. And not only that, kids, I also wrapped every single one of those presents up. So fancy, individualed. Matching bows, cute little cards, the whole goddamn thing. And I put it in a big plastic bag and I took it to work. Off with your head. I love rainbow carrots. It's totally worth the extra price if you're gonna make something for a party. If you're not going to make something for a party, just get the cheap orange ones. Really, you can't tell the difference. Anywho, so I spent like $900 on presents for people that don't care. And going through the department store with my credit card, it just didn't even feel real. It just doesn't even feel like you're really spending money at all. And that's how they trick you. They make you feel like, oh, by the way, let me just talk about piece size, not peace signs. Things need to be about the same size, or else some things roast too fast and some things roast too slow. Unless it was a zucchini, and zucchinis roast fast because they're super, super mushy, watery. Thanks, Lulu. Okay, so here we go. It doesn't even feel real at all. It is just pretend. It feels like there's never going to be a consequence. It feels wonderful. I mean, it is, what's that thing that people get? The dopamine. I was high on dopamine, kids. And also, while I was there, I mean, I bought something for everybody else. Maybe I should just get something for me because I really deserve something too, right, kids? So I've racked up over $1,000 on my first credit card bill already. I mean, oh, jeez. I get them all wrapped up. I go to work. This is the day before our vacation. This is the day I assume we're all, giving presents out. So I show up with my giant bag. By the way, I know I'm not doing this right. There's, the knuckle, blah, blah, blah. Listen, if you want to learn how to do all the things right, go watch a chef do it. I'm a mom. Watch me. I expect everybody is going to be sharing our presents, so I just come in with a big smile and a big bag and I start putting it on everybody's desks. And they look really confused, A few people said, but I feel bad. I didn't get you anything, Sharon. I'm like, that's okay. Because it's, it's the spirit of Christmas. You don't have to get me anything, which was real until I hit like 10 people. And then I realized I'm not getting anything for Christmas from these people. I'm the only person who brought presents. Oh my God. I could look out. My desk was strangely in the middle of this big giant office and I could look out on everybody's faces and they were like, but like I said, nobody told me the rules. I was just trying to be generous and I spent years paying off that credit card and so many more. Credit cards when you're young. Well, we're going to do a whole segment on credit cards later. But let me just say right now, if somebody sends you an application for a credit card because it's Christmas and you just got your first job and you thought it'd be a really great idea and you can get yourself something nice and your mom something nice, don't do it. The rule is if you can't afford to buy it with cash by the end of the month, you cannot afford to get it on a credit card. It is a trap. It's a horrible trap. But first, can we talk about Brussels sprouts for a second? I love cleaning Brussels sprouts. I may be the only person, but anyway, here's how it goes. You chop off their little heads right here. See? They come like this. I washed it already. Then you cut off their little head like this. Boop. And then you cut them in half like this. Boop. And then you peel their little, whatever kind of a little yucky layer is on them. That's it. Just like that. Look how cute that is. It's like a little tiny cabbage. I could tell stories and clean Brussels sprouts for the rest of my life. So Christmas as an adult means that spending time with people, that's really kind of the currency, is people just want you to spend time with them. And I've already told you about that. I mean, you don't have to spend time with everybody. There's excuses to get out of some of it, but that's kind of what you got to do. You are dismissed. Don't get a credit card and make your own vegetable salad. Ew. You're out of here. Like, there's not a lot of things you need to buy to make this dish, but one thing that you're gonna need as an adult household, and something that you can ask your grown-up family for, is a good knife. Because having bad knives makes cooking really frustrating and bad. And you have to have a good chopping knife like this. It's heavy. This one is, I guess the lettuce for worn off with all my chopping. Foodstuff. This is the stuff. So I will put a link in some knives for you, but you definitely need this knife. And if you're gonna be cooking with me, you're gonna need a paring knife. These are the only two you're gonna need right off the bat. And these are kind of expensive. They're more expensive than you think. You can go to, Goodwill and you can get a used knife and that's fine. But honestly, this is gonna make cooking a lot easier for you. You can ask your mom and dad for a nice German knife set. If I was your mom or if I was your dad, I would be happy to buy you a nice German knife set. Who knows? Maybe if I get enough viewers and likes, maybe I'll do a little giveaway. Maybe I'll do a little contest for a German knife set. And then the loser will get plastic knives. I'm not gonna use all of them. That's probably enough. I have already heated my oven up to 425 degrees. I am using parchment paper on my cookie sheet. You can use aluminum foil, but this is supposed to be healthier. As I've said, I am not a doctor or a technician or a dental hygienist. Well, first, what we're gonna do is we're gonna get all the vegetables and I'm gonna put, now I know you're gonna wanna know exactly how much I put in there. If you're anything like one of my daughters who needs to know exactly how much I put in there, Mom, just don't say a handful, tell me how much. I don't know, I'll lie. I'll say a quarter cup of olive oil. That's probably about right for this. I think I have maybe 4 cups of vegetables in there. Oh, also, as you know, my favorite, the paddle. I'm gonna toss it with the paddle. You can do it with your hands. Okay, so I got it oiled up now. Got it oiled up. Now I'm gonna put some salt on here. You can use fancy salt if you want to. This is pretty good salt. It's just iodized. Did you know you have to have iodized salt in your diet because of vitamins or something? As I've said, I'm not an accountant. I don't know how things work. But I'm gonna put about a teaspoon. Mom, don't say about. I need to know exactly how much. It's this much. Sprinkle, 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 sprinkle. And then toss it again. Maybe some more olive oil. It's just gonna go into the oven and bake for as long as I say it does. I didn't feel like it had enough oil in it, so I just put some more on. As I've said, it doesn't have to be perfect. And then off it goes. And all the experts will tell you that you should have it spread out so nothing touches, because then it would steam instead of brown. I am not an expert, so I'm not going to tell you that. I'm just going to do that. Look how pretty, right? It's all in one layer. You don't want anything stacked up on top. Like, you don't want to have a tower. Like, don't do that. That's dumb. This is also stupid. Don't do any, and this looks gross. What does that look like? I don't know. I'll put that in the oven for minutes. I'll tell you when they're done. Probably 25, I'm gonna guess. I'll let you know when it's done. And here we are, kids, like a grown-up. 425, in you go. Voila. All right, so here again is that time when I'm gonna make up the ingredient amounts. I'm gonna say a half a cup of olive oil. So I'm gonna go ahead and put, I would say another almost close to a half a cup of vinegar. Oh no, we're out. We'll call that good. I'm also gonna put some Dijon in here. Oh, I was supposed to pretend that I knew how much that was. Do you have real maple syrup in your life? Trader Joe's. I'm gonna use about a tablespoon of that. Let's say a teaspoon of salt. I think I wanna add some pepper in here. Half a teaspoon of pepper. Plain old pepper. I am a sucker for little tiny things. Look at it, it's a little whisk. And I'm just gonna whisk away quick. This is called emulsifying. See, it's not all liquidy like it was. It's emulsified. Don't do this if you have company, or don't let them see you. Boop. Okay. It needs more salt. It's crazy. I'm gonna put in probably another 2 teaspoons of salt. They are just vegetables, for God's sakes. They don't have their own flavor. Just kidding, they do. So now we're just waiting for the vegetables. Whew. And also take off your glasses before you do this all the time at home. It's turning out pretty good. Let's spread them back out again. All right, it's been 25 minutes. 25 minutes has gone by. I feel older. I'm gonna open this up and I'm gonna see if it is done. I'm gonna give it a little fork test. It should be soft to your specifications. The thing is with vegetables, you're not gonna die if you have a raw vegetable. This smells super yummy. I think we're gonna call this good. You can cook it more if you want a little bit more brown, but mostly you just have to do the fork test and see if it's soft enough for you. It's out of the oven, it's semi-cooled off. I think maybe you should cool it off more than I did, but it doesn't hurt. So I'm gonna put this vinaigrette, not all of it. I made you a cup of vinaigrette. You really don't need that much. You can use the rest for your salads. But I'm gonna put a healthy amount on because I get complaints sometimes that I'm cheap with the dressing. There's so many things you can add into this. I am gonna do some spinach because I want more color in it and I want it to be easy to open. This is already pre-washed, so back off. Put some of that in there, put a little bit more in there. Now is the fun part. So you have some of this, throw it in there. Oop, that's too many, kids. It's starting to look amazing. Pecans, big pecan fan, because really that little packet of nuts that I put in there was not enough. Oh, can't have enough. So we got a lot of crap in here and it looks beautiful. Awesome. They're gonna want your recipe and you're gonna say, well, if you want the recipe, go watch That's What Mom Said on the YouTube. Like, subscribe, share, love, bite. And it looks like this. That's what it looks like. Oh my God. Now you look like a grown-up. Okay, I've taught you some important lessons today on That's What Mom Said. Christmas is a bummer when you're grown-ups and put a bunch of crap in your salad. That's what Mom said.